Judy, we love for every expert to share. Now, this is a two-part question, if you will. First is, how important is passion? How important are values when it comes to doing what we want to do in life? Like our main purpose in life, how important is it? And the second part of that question after you answer that is, what's your passion? What keeps you up at night? What got you into moneytracker.com? How did that all evolve?
Passion absolutely is kind of juice that keeps you going. And sometimes not everyone always has that passion. And then I think it's maybe we turn into a big thing and it might need to be scaled down sometimes. If we don't have that huge passion in terms of our life work and our life mission, and we're here to do our purpose. There's a lot of people who are there, and I just admire them so much because they've got passion keeping them going constantly because they're in that real clear alignment. And then there's a number of people who may not have that strong connection to, okay, what is my life passion? I'm really being in it. And maybe you're not there, but there is a passion about life, to be alive, to engage, to be a part of everything and keep taking in the beautiful things that are happening. It may be it's more on that level, appreciating life in general. So I mean, I think there's continuum levels of what kind of passion we can have. That we can just be at the extreme and we're just totally tuned into our passion, which keeps us energized all the time, or we can be, let's just say more in the middle where we're not quite clear on it, but we're still passionate enough about life. And as to the second question, what was my passion?
Yeah, what keeps you up at night? What drives you to do what you do? And how did that all come about? How did you go from, we'll go back to your 3 feet from gold story here. How did you go from selling phone books in Silicon Valley to moneytracker.com, helping tons of people get their financial life in order and start attaining financial abundance?
Well, just to clarify all that, my life has been, it's just been a real adventure. I mean, I love adventure. I love, variety. So moneytracker.com, the website, and my book, The Budget Kit, which is like the core of everything that I'm all about and everything that I do, and was an outgrowth, of course, of who I am. All of those things, especially the book and the products and my work, really started in the 80s. And I was very passionate in the 80s. By that time, I don't know, whatever age I was, in my 30s, I think. But basically, there was a recession going on, and there was a need for effective money management. I was working as a counselor at a college, seeing a lot of women reentry students who were widowed or divorced, and they had to start to deal with their money on their own. And having, being a counselor for them, I have a master's in counseling, I could see the terror and the intimidation going on with the whole idea of money. And I kept thinking, my gosh, there's a need for something to help all these people who don't get it. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm a cheesemaker's daughter. I grew up working in a cheese factory, so I just learned how to manage my money early on and had good model parents who taught me. But I saw that this was not the norm, and so I felt a need to help. I guess my core thing is, how do I help others? How can I support them? How can I help them gain confidence in themselves? So that's kind of what drives me. So I created this book, which ultimately was The Budget Kit, which ultimately turned into moneytracker.com, which turned into my speaking and my workshops and all those things. And so I did that for the 80s and 90s, but we all go through stages of burnout and change, and I was burning out. I was ready for a nice new adventure, which took me off to Silicon Valley, which is a whole different story that I've shared, part of that. But ultimately, what apparently I'm about with this budgeting and money management and helping others stayed with me, and it started weaving its way in different things that I was doing when I was in the Valley. So I ultimately was starting to do my budgeting work again. And then ultimately came to Albuquerque, returned to Albuquerque, and just started up as kind of a full practice again. But the passion is probably about helping people better manage their money and gain that confidence and gain that financial peace of mind on some level. And so if my coaching one-on-one helps them, or my product that they get online or in the bookstore helps them, or my website, if these things help them, it does feed me. It's very satisfying to know that what I did, which was intended to help people, has been helping people for so long. And so I guess there's passion in that kind of keeps me going, knowing that I have accomplished something, and I have served, and I have helped a lot of people. So I don't feel like it's a huge passion, but I probably just minimize what's going on because I've been living in that world for decades, that I don't always see it as a passion. But obviously it is a passion, or I would have just stopped doing it a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.